Hello and welcome to our 4 a.m. Election 2024 bulletin. I'm Seren.
And I'm Mel. It's been a night of drama in Gloucestershire as the Conservatives lose both Cheltenham and Stroud.
And across the country, Labour has been building up a massive store of seats as it heads for a landslide victory.
Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister tomorrow. In Cheltenham, Justice Secretary Alex Chalk was defending a majority of around 900, but in the last hour he has lost his seat to Liberal Democrat Max Wilkinson. Mr Wilkinson won 25,076 votes against Mr Chalk's 17,866. Here's the moment when the result was declared at Cheltenham Sports Centre.
Given to each candidate is as follows. Chalk, Alexander John Chivers, known as Alex Chalk, the Conservative Party candidate, 17,866. Chaplain, Lara Soraya, known as Lara Chaplain, Labour Party, 2,665. MacDonald, David Ian Charles, known as Derek MacDonald, Independent, 775. Wilkinson, Maximilian Peter McGregor, known as Max Wilkinson, Liberal Democrats, 25,076. Wilson, Daniel, Green Party, 3,160. Therefore, I give public notice that Maximilian Peter McGregor Wilkinson is duly elected as the Member of Parliament for Cheltenham constituency.
In his speech at the declaration, Mr Chalk said that he had achieved a lot for the town. This is what he said.
Public service, and I have more to give. But you can't only love democracy when you win. I hope it is fair to say that together we have achieved for Cheltenham over the last 9 years important successes, securing investment to make Cheltenham stronger, but importantly to help young people from whatever their background to achieve their potential. None of this would have been possible without the brilliant and dedicated parliamentary staff who served this town with dedication and distinction. Thank you too to my fantastic supporters who've worked so hard and with such tenacity and loyalty. Thank you to my agent Charlie, thank you to all the counting staff, but most of all, thank you to my amazing wife Sarah. I love you, sweetheart, and I promise now I'll clear out the garage. Thank you.
And Max Wilkinson said he would fight for the town, where he's been a senior councillor for several years. This is his speech.
I'm here tonight for work purposes. And thank you to my fellow candidates, in particular to Alex, whose service to our country and our town over these last 9 years has been exemplary. He's a formidable opponent, and while our politics are different, I'm grateful that he's always been polite and courteous, even in the white-hot heat of political campaigns. That will not be the case for all political rivalries, and I'm grateful for this. Thank you. A special thank you to my family, who have supported me through good times and bad, to my election agent Steve Jordan, my incredible campaign team, and 2 people who have mentored me for many years, one of whom is in the room, Martin, and Nigel, who is not with us tonight. I'd like to thank Mark and Andy in the office, my diary manager Claire, and to every single person who has joined our campaign to deliver leaflets, knock on doors, stuff envelopes, and display posters. Thank you. This is your victory, and this is a historic night for the Liberal Democrats. Thank you also to our bungee jumping, paddleboarding, blue ball smashing leader, Ed Daly. I feel like I've got lightly in this campaign, even if I was forced to dance to ABBA's Dancing Queen in the shallows of the library. I am a firm believer that all politics is better when it is done with a smile on the face, and politicians are better when they are not taking themselves too seriously, but they are taking seriously the concerns of the public. Ed has managed to highlight important issues while having fun, and I'm proud that he is our leader. But most of all, I want to say thank you to the wonderful, big-hearted people here in Cheltenham. Whether you voted for me as a passionate Liberal, whether you voted tactically because of our awful voting system, or whether you're a lifelong Conservative who recognises the need for change, thank you. And to those who did not vote for me, I promise to serve everyone in this town equally. Thank you to Cheltenham for choosing hope over fear. Thank you for choosing compassion over division. Thank you for choosing facts over hyperbole. And thank you for choosing a Liberal future over a Conservative one. I am truly humbled by the faith that people of Cheltenham have put in me tonight. I love our town, and to be elected to represent you in Parliament is truly the honour of my life. I cannot promise to solve every problem. We all know there is a lot of work to be done. But what I will promise is that I will work hard, and I will always put Cheltenham first before Westminster. When I set red lines, I will stick to them. When I make statements of principle, I will stand by them, and I will never return to this town from Parliament as an apologist for the misdeeds of the political class in Westminster. You've elected somebody to be Cheltenham's man in Westminster, not Westminster's man in Cheltenham. That will be my guiding principle from this moment. No ifs, no buts. You've told me, Cheltenham, that you want to see change. You want us to tackle the cost of living crisis. You want us to look after our environment and end the appalling national sewage scandal. And most of all, you want us to fix the health and care system. So I will work hard every day for this town, as I have for more than a decade already as a local councillor. I'll be a strong voice for our local economy, for our local environment, and for our local health services. And I will fight for the fair deal the Liberal Democrats stand for and that this town deserves. Thank you.
In Stroud, Labour's Dr Simon Ofer took the seat from Conservative Siobhan Bailey with 11,000 majority. We're still waiting for a result in Gloucester, which could be another Labour gain from the Tories.
Across the country, there have been some hugely significant results, including controversial politicians like Nigel Farage and Jeremy Corbyn winning seats in Parliament. Joining us on the sofa to round up some more developments on politics is our politics lecturer, Paul. So what is happening?
Well, there's been quite a lot of developments in the last hour or so. The Green Party have won their first seat so far in Bristol Central, which they've taken from Labour. As you've just said, Nigel Farage has won Clacton for Reform, and that's the first time, I think, in 8 times of him trying to get into Parliament that he's actually managed to do it. With a majority of 8,500, and so far Reform have got 3 seats in Parliament. That's the most they've ever had. There's been, as well as Alex Chalk is one of 10 ministers that have lost their seats so far. One of the others is Grant Shapps, who was the Defence Secretary in Hatfield. There's also been a surprise loss for Labour in Leicester, where I think Jonathan Reynolds has lost to an independent. But Labour has won loads more seats, although expert Sir John Curtis, more expert than me, is forecasting Labour will end up with 405 seats rather than 410, and that will give them a majority of 160. And in the last few minutes, they've won the Isle of Wight, which is somewhere that you'd normally think was very, very Tory.
And can you tell us a bit more about the turnout figures?
Yeah, I think that's quite one of the saddest parts of this election, really, is that turnout is a record low. I think it's the lowest it's ever been, which is 57%. And the last election, turnout was 67.3%. And that might be a reflection of disillusionment with politics. It might be that everybody knew that Labour were going to win and therefore didn't bother to turn out. But I do think that's sad.
That's all for now. We'll be back with more at 5 a.m. See you then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.